All right, everybody. Welcome to another Monday night of Chewin the BBQ Fat. It's been a great weekend. We've had a lot of fun. Had my last baseball tournament this weekend. Micah, my youngest son, played in his last tournament game. So we're done with baseball for at least a month or so, and we can concentrate on cooking barbecue, guys. Um, but anyway, hope you're all having a great night. Like the page, share the page, check us out on YouTube. Um, but anyway, guys, I'm excited tonight. We are expanding our audience even farther tonight. Last week we were in California and Arizona. Tonight we got Massachusetts, right? Right, Bill?
That's right. Yeah, bringing it all the way from the Northeast.
That's right. Bill Gillespie with Smokinhoggz Barbecue. You want to introduce yourself a little bit and let us know what you got going on tonight, Bill?
Yeah, so Bill Gillespie here, Smokinhoggz Barbecue out of Abington, Massachusetts. I've been competing since 2005. Started my own team in 2008. We've won a few big competitions over the last couple of years or a few years. The 2011 Jack Daniel's World Championship, the 2014 American Royal Invitational. I think we got about 30 or so grand championships, 20 or so reserves. So we've been pretty fortunate and, to do all that. But yeah, I mean, I love to barbecue and I love to compete, and it's just what I love to do.
That's awesome. I see you have your Jack Daniel's bottle or barrel toss behind you.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about that. How much has barbecue changed or the same in the past 8 years or whatever you say?
It's definitely changed. I was talking with Luke Darnell about this same issue a couple weeks ago, and there used to be a lot of community, I think. And as an example, up here in the Northeast, back when I first started cooking, so we do our contest on Saturday, Sunday. So Saturday night everybody would kind of get together. There was one team that would always make this big giant concoction they called damn dip. And the reason they called it damn dip is because it was the best damn dip you'll ever eat. And they'd have bags of tortilla chips, and you just sit around. There'd be 40 of us just sitting around drinking beers and just eating it. And this is at midnight, as you're supposed to be cooking. And you just don't really see that anymore. Everybody's just kind of locked and loaded and just trying to be real serious. And not that you shouldn't be serious, because everybody's trying to win. But I still think you should have a little bit of like community kind of get together and just have some fun with it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree 100%. I think that's something that, I know. I try and get in when I can on Thursdays. That way Thursday night I have Thursday, because for Friday, Saturday, you got Thursday night where you can have a good time, and then a lot of people take Friday night. I mean, once it's getting going, I think, like you said, I think people this day and time are taking it serious, right? It's not. I mean, not that they didn't back before, but it's almost like, hey, I'm here. I've spent $1,000 to do this. I'm gonna go,
exactly.
And I'm with you. I think I agree with seeing that. And I don't know how you fix it other than just trying to get everybody.
Every once in a while, we try to do something like that. Somebody will step up and have like a potluck or something. But it's never on. So for normal, like Friday, Saturday contests, so it's never on like a Friday night. It's always usually like a Thursday night. But for us, it would be a Friday night because that's kind of like the party night, But yeah, it'd be nice to see, a little bit of that. Even the night of, when you're putting your meats on for the overnight cook kind of thing.
Right. And I think you see a lot of people cooking hot and fast too. I don't know.
True.
I don't know what. That's a good question. What do you cook on?
I cook on a Humphreys smoker. Okay. They're right up here in New England, built right up here in Maine. They've been making them since 2013, and I've been cooking on them ever since. And I'm a low and slow guy, so I put my stuff on overnight, and it's just the way I've done it, and probably the way I'll always do it.
Yeah. So if I were to go cook up in the Northeast, what kind of smokers would I see?
You're going to see a good. I mean, you're going to see a lot of Humphreys. You're going to see your WSMs. You're going to see a couple of cans, a couple of offsets. Um, more so the insulated cabinet style cooker like a Humphreys.
Okay.
Yep.
That's interesting. That's one of the things is very interesting to me is talking about the different
Yeah.
smokers and everything. So last week talking to Smitty and Jerry, it was
Yep.
like, there's still a lot of cans, a lot of offsets, a lot of,
Mm-hmm.
and my buddy Robert Smoke Me Silly, he was up in Indiana. He's like, it was just loaded with outlaws.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And down here in the Southeast, you're starting to see more cans and reverse flow, but you see a lot of gravity fed, right?
I was going to say, you got stumps and
Deep South, we got stumps.
Yep.
We got a lot of different gravity feds down here.
Yeah.
So it seems to be wherever the pit maker is in that area seems to be taking off.
True. I mean, when I first started, you saw a lot of, Lang smokers and the WSMs and the homemade offsets and then especially even backwoods, you see a few of them around, right. and then the certain regions just started building their own, and that's kind of like what you said. The different regions is that you see a lot more of the cookers from that region.
Yeah, I know when we first started, Langs were everywhere.
Yeah.
And not that they're not now, but it's cool to see the change in the way things that come and go.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, everybody I've talked to said cans and offsets, right? Jambos, Outwood, Outlaws, they're just taking over.
Yeah.
Cans are too, and it's kind of interesting to see the different how everything's rolling right now. And it's really cool. So tell me about the Royal. You said you won the Jack Daniel's first.
Yes.
And then you won the Royal.
Yeah, in 2014. Yep.
What was the difference in those two experiences?
The first, so the Jack was completely unexpected. Okay. I mean, both of them were pretty unexpected, but the Jack especially because we had one call. We had a 9th place call in pork.
Oh wow!
And there was a couple of teams that had a couple of calls. So as they're going to the top 10, you're hearing all these teams that had multiple calls, finish where they finished, and it comes down to it like, wow, who won this thing? And then they call us from DC, and it was, it's all history from there, right? It's just complete disbelief and you jumping up for joy, and it was pretty crazy, it's something I'll never forget.
Yeah, that's cool. Tim Malloy says, "What's up, Bill? I'll miss not seeing you at the Royal. What's your feeling on the Gateway?"
Oh man, what's the feeling on what?
On the Gateway.
On the Gateway? I mean, people cook on whatever they cook on, right? So I don't cook on the can, so it's hey, more power to you.
That's right. I was able to see Tim a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
great guy. Good.
He's awesome.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people are disappointed that the Royals canceled. And I know Janet has posted on here, hey guys, see you at Gadsden September 18th and 19th at Smoke on the Falls. 31 pro teams, 50 backyard teams. So Janet, I imagine that's going to fill up more now that the Royal has canceled. But there's a lot of people right now that are missing the Royal. And I think, from what I'm seeing, it's not so much they're going to miss the contest, which I think they all will, but they're missing seeing all the people that they don't normally get to see on a weekend.
True. Well, I wish they had made the decision sooner, kind of like the Jack and Memphis in May, made the decision. So now I had to go, I had to cancel flights. I had to cancel hotel rooms, so it's, I don't know.
Ellen, if you're watching, we need to cancel our rooms.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, it's going to be disappointing. We were looking forward to it because we look forward to the Royal every year.
Yeah.
And it's just like you said, we only see certain people at certain times of the year. And unfortunately, we won't see them until next year now,
Yeah. I was talking Matt Walker Boomerang Barbecue.
Mhm.
And I want to go ahead and say we picked them up as a sponsor team. We're very excited to have Boomerang on board
Nice.
with us at Atlanta Barbecue Store. Incredible people, incredible family.
Yep.
Glad to have them on board with us. But anyway, I was talking to him, and he's like, man, that's our Super Bowl, right? Like
Yeah.
that's the Super
Oh, yeah.
Bowl of barbecue for us. So we're missing
Yep.
out on that now. It's almost like, what do we think?
Mhm.
There's so much truth to that we don't think about that. That's one thing that we all look forward to, that we all want to go cook and have a good time at. And
Yeah.
man, it just stinks that it's not going to
Yeah.
happen.
I mean, we go out usually on a Wednesday, and we're there until Monday. So we make a little mini vacation out of it.
Right.
And we don't have that this year. So, and I mean, I totally get it. It would have been tough to have a contest that large with all those people.
Right. That's crazy. Yeah, I was hoping it would happen, but it is what it is. We'll move on. They'll have it next year, and we'll all be able to go back next year. But
yeah, exactly.
we were talking before the show, and it's disappointing for you with your ribs, right? Your ribs were you're on fire there.
Yeah, we've been doing well. I mean, like I said, last weekend we cooked a triple contest, and we ended up first, third, and second in ribs. And a month before that, we had a first place rib, and our first contest in January, I think we were like 10th. So I think we're somewhere around like maybe top 15 right now in KCBS and ribs with only 5 contests.
Right. That's the kicker, with only 5 contests.
Yeah.
Now, what are the chances of you getting 5 more?
Up this way, pretty slim. There's a chance that I may get exactly 5 more, but I don't know. It's we have a series called the Campground Series, and there's been a little bit of an uptick with the COVID stuff. So the campgrounds are starting to kind of button down a little bit more. So it might prevent those events from happening. But it is what it is. If they happen, they happen. If not, oh well. Hopefully, I can carry it over into next year.
That's right. So what are the ribs like in the Northeast? What is the flavor profile you're going with?
I mean, it's a pretty balanced flavor. It's got to be, the tenderness has to be perfect for one. But I think it's a good balance of sweet, heat, and savory. If you have a good balance of those 3, I think you're onto a good rib program.
Right. And then, so no other secrets there.
Yeah, well, the Smokinhoggz rib rub and Smokinhoggz Pitmaster blend barbecue sauce. So
that's amazing things, right?
Right.
That's a wonderful combination on ribs.
Exactly.
There you go. What about brisket? Are you turning in burn ends with your briskets?
Depends on if they're good or not. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. It took me a while to not turn them in because I felt I had to turn them in all the time. And I've turned in just burnt ends as well. So, you're only going to turn in what you feel is best. So, last weekend when we were at the triple, I did all 3. I turned in slices and burnt ends in one box. I turned in all burnt ends in another, and then just slices in the other. So it's, it varies from contest to contest.
And you score top 3 in all of them? No,
that was ribs.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Yeah.
So how did you score in the just burn ends box?
I think we were like 6th or 7th.
Okay.
Out of 32 teams or something like that, I think. So
okay.
Yeah.
So you're still so it didn't hurt you at all?
No. My slices were a little dry. Burnt ends were fantastic, so I just went with them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's nice. What's the farthest you've gone for a contest?
California.
California.
Yeah, we went. We made it to. We got invited to King of the Smoker in 2018.
Okay.
And so that was fun. That was a blast. We had a really good time there. We went out a few days early and stayed a couple days later, and just enjoyed the time we had out there. It was fun.
I know he did a wonderful job with that contest.
He did. Yeah, he really did.
And I think he tried to make it a little bit with the Smithfield kind of be the same thing, I guess. Mm-hmm. But I don't know what's going on now to replace that or to have.
Yeah, I've heard rumors, that something could be coming back, but who knows? You know how the rumor mill goes.
That's right. So what is there a sanctioning bot? Not a sanctioning body, but is there a points chase that y'all have in the Northeast?
Um, there's the Northeast Barbecue Society,
Okay.
and they sanction
Yeah.
a lot of like the backyard two category events,
Okay.
and they also sanction a 4 category. I guess you call it non-barbecue event. So it could be like you could use any like a grill or whatever. It's just different categories. It could be like steak, shrimp, pizza. You know what I mean? So there's 4. It's almost like a grilling type
Okay.
event. Yeah.
Okay. So it's
Yep.
not so much. I got you. What
Yeah.
about SCA? Is SCA taking off up in your parts of the wood?
It's starting to. Yeah, we're starting to see a lot more STA events up this way, and those are fun. Those are kind of a nice little break, like on a Friday night or a Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you pay your entrance fee or whatever, 150 bucks. You get 2 steaks. Takes 5 minutes to cook a steak and you turn it in. There's really nothing to it. It's fun. I love to mess around with it, try different flavors, and the last one we did, and I think it was in June down in Pennsylvania. And ended up with a third place call on steak. So yeah, I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is fun. It's one of those deals where you go pick out your steak, and it's what, a 3-hour deal maybe. By the time you pick up your steaks, cook it, turn it in, go to awards. Easy, right?
And it's funny because I just have a little Jumbo Joe, Weber Jumbo Joe, little 18-inch tabletop grill and a couple of grill grates. That's all I use, and I think that's all you really need to use. I think people are starting to take it a little too serious.
Yeah, I know for me, I just used my Rectech. I had a Rectech pellet grill.
Yeah,
put some grill grates on it, got it 500 degrees, and ran with it. Right.
That's it. It.
So, Tim Rogers wants to know what you're doing with all your free time. Hope to see you in New Hampshire.
Yeah, Tim he's up in Vermont. With all my free time, I practice. I practice. I write a few cookbooks. Try to develop other rubs and sauces and stuff like that. Yeah.
How'd you go about developing your rubs and sauces?
Just I don't know, just kind of trial and error. Just you come across a couple recipes and you start tinkering with them, saying, okay, well, maybe this needs a little bit more garlic or a little more onion or more chili, and you just sort of, you experiment a little bit, and until you can find something that you like and that, could possibly work.
Nice. Yeah, so do you do it more for looking at a contest, or are you doing it just for at-home purposes altogether?
A little bit of both. I don't want it too crazy that I can't use it all the time at home,
Right.
But I also want it to be like comp worthy, you know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
So I guess a happy mixture of both.
Okay. And then when your sauce, what would you say your sauce is like?
It's yeah, so it's like a tangy, sweet, like a little bit of heat in the back end. Yeah, it's yeah, you try to make everything as balanced as you can. Because I don't think you want something too sweet, because that's all you're gonna have. If I think everything kind of complements everything, I think.
Right. Yep. If you don't have the right rubs going with the sauce, it doesn't work. Right.
Yeah.
So do you use that on what would you? Is it a chicken combo? Is it a
I use it on everything.
Okay.
Chicken, pork, even a little bit on brisket. Yeah, I even use it on seafood. You can do it it makes a nice glaze for some grilled shrimp. Yeah, so
I have to try it. I don't know if we've had it. I don't know if I've tried it or not. So
okay. Well, I can send you some. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah. If everybody knows Ellen, she's the one that runs the store. But Janet has been talking about the Gadsden contest in the comments. So I just want to talk real quick about the Gadsden contest.
Sure.
It says it's at the some kind of falls park and campground. So it's at a campground.
Nice.
So that'll be awesome. And I'm sure they've got great hookups and everything. That's one thing. And you mentioned it also, but down here, there's another, I guess, campground. I don't know if you want to call it a campground. It's a Rufus Teague. Jason Hardy, he has put on this, little series going to different campgrounds.
Yeah.
You basically pay your campground fee and then pay cash towards the thing, and it's however many teams come in, that's the pot, and I think that's the kind of thing that we're going to see take off is these campgrounds. I
think so. Yeah, we have those up this way, and I mean, honestly, it's been our saving grace as far as having contests this year. Because there's no public for one, so you don't have to worry about that. You just have to worry about the state's criteria on, mass gatherings, right? And if you have the judges separated out enough, I think you can get away with it. But they're great. I mean, it's solid power, water, sewer. If you have an RV, you got the sites are huge. You just, like you said, you pay your camping fee, and then you pay an entrance fee for the contest, and there you go.
Yeah, and I think it's great. I love seeing them because at this point in time, we just got to cook. We got to find a way to cook and make it happen.
Yeah.
And I'm down here. And I'm sure there's people like this all over, but Jason's done a really good job. He's got one going on this weekend in Aiken, South Carolina, right near Augusta, Georgia. We'll actually be delivering. Carrie Chastains will be delivering there for us. If anybody needs any product going to that contest, let us know. Use the Aiken password. But anyway, Bill, sorry about that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's fine.
That's the kind of things that are so cool to see that, we're a resilient group. Right? Once people are popping up, you see contests coming and going, right?
Oh yeah.
And I'm glad to see it. Duke wants to know what happened with your chicken in Atlantic City last year.
Who? Oh, Luke or
Duke Breyer.
Oh, that cost us the GC last year in Atlantic City.
Oh no.
Yeah, so there was like 65 teams. We were top 5 in ribs, top 5 in pork, and then second in brisket. And we finished, I think, 56th out of 61 or something like that in chicken. Yeah, all I needed to do was finish 49th in chicken, and we would have GC'd it. Yeah, it was good chicken too. I had been working on a couple things, and it had worked the last 2 contests, and not this time. So, you live and die by the sword, right? So.
Yeah. Man, all right. Now, Rick Farrington says, hope to see you back at the York County Barbecue Festival next year.
Yeah.
You win first place ribs.
That's
Sounds
right.
Like the ribs are is that what you say is your best, your favorite category, your best category?
I think the last couple of years, yeah. So last year, it was 2019 and 2018. We finished both years in 5th place in ribs, in case you guessed, for Toy.
I got you.
Yes, I think that's been our most consistent the last few years.
Nice. What kind of pork are you cooking?
I cooked the compart ribs. Yep. Yeah, it's awesome stuff. Yep.
Pork
I
also,
cooked. Yeah, pork also. Yeah. Yep. Compart, pork, and ribs.
Yeah, there you go. I'm a big fan of compart also.
Yeah.
Eric, I am not going to be going to Aiken this weekend. Wish I could. Welcome, Wes. Good to see you. What's the secret to a perfect rib, Billy? I'm trying, guys. I'm trying to get him to give us some rib secrets. And it's
Smokinhoggz Pitmaster Blend and Smokinhoggz Rib Rub.
There you go. There you go. So I'm just curious, do you tip ribs, or are you cooking, or do you cook to fill? What are you looking for something? You don't have to give us a temperature.
Yeah, no, I don't temp them. It's on a kind of a feel. I do like a little twist test between the bones. Okay. And on the back of them, if they just pop a little bit, then I know that they're pretty much done.
I got you.
Yeah.
Nice. That seems to be, you got all kind of different trains of thought. Wes wants you to say, park the car. Park the car is Harvard Yard.
Yeah. Park the car in Harvard Yard. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Right.
This is one thing about me I've been fortunate enough to be able to do this Chewin the BBQ Fat. I love it. I have a lot of fun with it. And I've got to meet a lot of people and a lot of new people and from all over the country. Like, that was one thing to me that's most disappointing about the Royal canceling is, that was going to be my time to meet pretty much everybody that we've had on the show.
Yeah.
I could meet them and introduce myself and talk to them. And, once we, all these guys, they all know you and, and just by sitting here talking, and it's a lot of fun, but I hate it. But anyway, maybe one of these days we'll be able to cook somewhere close. And
I hope so. But, I know with everything going on this year, we've decided not to really venture out too far. So any contest that was more than a few hours away now, I think we're just gonna hold off and just kind of try to stay local for us at least,
Now, is there another sanctioning body in your area, or is KCBS the dominant?
KCBS the dominant. I mean, we have NEBS, like I said, the Northeast Barbecue Society. There's MABA, Mid Atlantic Barbecue Association, but KCBS is pretty much the biggest sanctioning body that we compete under.
I gotcha. Now, are any of the other ones different rules or different meats? Like here we have the GBA.
Yeah.
Which is, it's all pork. It's ribs, loin, and pork butt, right? That's it. Like that, or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that how it is up there for y'all, or is everything?
Yeah, I mean, for NEBS, like they used to, like I said, they used to do a 4-category grilling event. So, like I said, it would be different categories, and it wouldn't be the same. It could be a pork tenderloin, it could be pizza, it could be a vegetable, it could be whatever, So, and they haven't really done much with those the last couple of years. I think they're focused more on like kind of entry level, like backyard, the 2 category. It's chicken wings and ribs. It's nice because it's a 1-day event, and it's something that you can dip your feet in just to try it out, see if you like competition.
Right. That's it. So, do you normally run for the KCBS points?
No, not really. But I mean, if we're having a good year or so, then we try to focus on that a little bit more towards the end of the year. But I mean, it's always in the back of your mind to do it. And but if you're not having a good year, then there's really no point to really.
So a couple weeks ago, we were talking about the whatever the KCBS is coming up with, or trying to do a new schedule of having the regions or having the quarters, like the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter.
Sure.
What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on having that as a way that you could possibly run points?
I mean, I guess it gives people more of an opportunity to win something. I really haven't read too much on it, so I don't, I really don't have an opinion either way, I guess.
Okay. What would I'm just trying to figure out if that's something that would sway people to.
I guess I think it would. I mean, if it's regional, and like I said, if somebody can be, I guess, a regional toy champion, and then maybe at the end of that, I don't know how it works, but is it at the end of that then they compete for the overall toy? Like I said, I haven't really read much on it.
Yeah.
So, I don't really know too much about it.
Yeah, I don't either. I want to believe it. I believe it was Aaron and Chris.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was that episode we were talking about the KCBS points, and because they're chasing each other, right? So
sure. Yeah.
It gives people like you said, you've cooked 5 times this year, right? So
yeah,
I think I'm in that. I don't know how many I've cooked, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Where I'm not going to chase the points.
Yeah,
but it's
right.
That I could chase the Southeast, or I could chase, maybe I got 6 weeks or 8 weeks that I can go all out this time and go cooking.
Right. I mean, I think there's teams that have close to 20 contests in already, right?
Oh yeah, I think something.
I mean, yeah. So I mean, there's no way I'll even come close to that this year.
Right.
I'm not even going to get to 10 probably. So
what's the most you've cooked in a year?
Was it last year or the year before? I think 28 or 29, I think. Yeah. And that's a lot for us.
Yeah.
There's times when the contest is over 8 hours away and you need to take because our contest up this way, like I said, are Saturday, Sunday. But even if we travel outside the region, they're Friday, Saturday. So I have to take Thursday and Friday off. So it gets difficult to schedule vacation time and to do this wonderful hobby,
That's right. That's right. So let's see. I got a couple more questions for you.
Yeah.
Duke again wants to know, what is the one meat that you have won the most with?
I looked at that the other day, and I think it's a tie or a toss-up between ribs and brisket. Yeah.
Y'all sauce brisket up in the Northeast?
Like not sometimes.
Okay.
Just, maybe after it's coming off the smoker and you steam it down. So you may put like a glaze over the top of it. But that's pretty much it. I mean, not necessarily saucing each slice.
Mm-hmm.
You may stick it in a little au jus or something like that. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could get, once again, I'm trying to get the.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wes Garrett, speaking of different regions, wants to know, have you found that your sauce hits across the country, or is it mostly regional?
I mean, I think it's going to be my sauce. Yeah, it's been working wherever I go. And maybe that's just my program. I don't necessarily change a lot. I don't really change much at all, if anything, from region to region. I cook my program. I'll cook it the same up here in Florida, in the Midwest. So,
yeah, it's so interesting. Like I hear we've been fortunate enough to have some of the top teams in the country, right? I mean, I've had a lot of the top teams, and every one of them says the same thing: we don't change, we don't change, we don't change, we don't change. And then you hear judges or different people from different, that aren't necessarily as high of a profile in barbecue say, everybody has to change the way they cook from area to area. And I'm like, well, that's not what people are doing.
Yeah, I disagree with that. I don't think you have to change. As long as I think if you have a well-balanced program, it should work wherever you go.
Right. Patrick McKinnis asked, Bill, do you think we were going to be able to cook at Ocean State with Governor Baker's new sanctioning on traveling to Rhode Island?
No, I think Ocean State, I don't want to say anything. I can look that up. I don't know. I know Vermont has been canceled with the campground. I don't know about Rhode Island.
So how far of a drive is it for you to go to Vermont?
Oh, it's only, actually, it's probably where that contest was. I think it was about 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
For us. Yeah. So it wasn't too bad. Yeah. But I can look that up real quick.
It's funny. Billy Floyd wants to know, Bill, when it comes to stewed prunes, is 3 enough or is 4 too many?
Well, if you like stewed prunes, then I guess no amount is too much, right?
There you go. Too funny. So what is the gathering? What is y'all's gathering number? In your,
I think it's at 50, maybe
50.
I think so. Yeah, and I heard. What's that?
I think that's what it is here in Georgia also.
Yeah, it's either 50 or it might have gone back down to 25. I don't know.
I don't know how it works there, but here, like we were talking about at the beginning, if you can socially distance your 6 feet, then you can have as many as you want. I mean,
exactly.
I think that seems to be the way we do things here.
Yep. Yeah.
Is Southwick comp canceled in Massachusetts?
No, we should find out this week. They're working on. I think they're working on. Saying on their website, new dates and location to be announced August 12th. So by Wednesday, we'll find out.
Okay, there you go. And that's for which one is that for?
That's for the Massachusetts one.
Okay.
Southwick. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's a double contest. So I'm really
nice.
hoping that. Yeah, I'm hoping that happens, but we'll see.
Pennsylvania is no gatherings over 250. There you go.
250. Wow.
So Tim Rogers says that Vermont is some of the strictest travel rules. So that
They
means
are.
they're not going to allow you. They're not going to allow you to come in, and that's some seems to be some of
Exactly.
the stuff that people are dealing with now. Is how do we get in? How do we get out? What are the rules on everything?
Well, Vermont has the lowest cases in the country, so I can understand why they don't want anybody in their state. They want to
really?
keep it. So I get that.
Cannot travel to Vermont without quarantining for 2 weeks. There you go.
Yep.
Don't think I'll be making it there.
Yeah.
Ocean campground is still on.
Yeah.
Here's a good question that seems to be asked often, not necessarily on the show, but at places. Rob DeReamer wants to know what is the beverage choice for comps.
For me, so it used to be PBR.
Okay.
But then I've always loved the microbrews, like the IPAs and the double IPAs, and so I kind of bounce around. It's a little bit of bourbon, a little bit of double IPA, So
is Yingling from up there in that area?
They're up in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
But we finally a couple of years ago, we were able to get it in Massachusetts.
Okay. Now, are you part of the crew that, I see a lot of people that do bourbon. Everybody does these bourbon. People bring a bourbon and they have a category or whatever they choose, and whoever wins that whole. Are you part of that, or is that?
Every once in a while, like somebody will post at a particular contest. We'll do like a bourbon challenge. So you bring a bottle of bourbon, and there could be 10 to 25 people. And whoever wins walks out with 25 bottles of bourbon, It's
awesome.
Yeah.
That's fun. Yeah, I like those little side bet things. It's always fun to have something interesting, something to keep riding. But so I am curious, why do most of y'all's why are your contests on Saturday, Sunday? Is it just
I don't know. Honestly, I've always done ever since I've been competing up this way. They've always been Saturday, Sunday. It wasn't until I started traveling outside the region that I noticed that it was Friday, Saturday. So yeah, I don't know why they do just Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Maybe because you don't have to take a day off. You can show up Friday after work and then you're home Sunday night.
Yeah. And I like that. I like the Saturday, Sunday thought process. And I know there's a contest down here, Banjo BBQ. They're doing it a double this year. So it's always been a pretty big payout. The first day they're having it as a practice, right? And it's going to be kind of like that campground series.
Yep.
You come in, you pay cash, whatever the pot is, that's what you're cooking for. And then the next day is the big $40,000 grand prize.
Oh, wow.
Or $40,000 purse. Contest. So, but I think there's a lot of people nowadays. I don't know if it costs the same amount of money to rent a place for a weekend or what, but you're starting to see a lot of doubles when these new contests do pop up.
Yeah.
It's like, hey man, if we're going to do this, let's get the most bang for the buck.
Yeah. I love doing doubles. Like I'll complain about it saying, well, why am I doing this? But I would do 7 in a row if somebody had that, but I'm just,
So when you did your triple last weekend, was it 3 different days or was it 2 turn-ins one day?
It was 3 different days. So we got there Wednesday night. So we started prepping Thursday for Friday and then Friday for Saturday and then Saturday for Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah.
A lot of
I was exhausted after. But like I said, I was ready to go Sunday night for Monday if they had a 4th.
I know, right? The things we do to ourselves that we say we wouldn't do, and then once we have the opportunity, it's like, hey, here we go.
Yeah.
Diane wants to know, what were your thoughts on the triple in New Jersey? Would you do it again?
I would. Yeah, I would. I definitely would do it again. Just because I just like to torture myself, I guess.
Nice. So, I guess Diane Drake, Melanie.
Yeah, she's a judge. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We saw her a couple times throughout the weekend. And I would, definitely would do it again.
Yeah. I mean, we always think about it on the cook side of things. I guess, I mean, Diana's a judge.
Yeah.
And we don't really look at the judges side of things. That's pretty, I mean, for a
Mm-hmm.
judge, that's a good opportunity for them to come and
Yeah.
judge multiple times too. And that, I mean, and they have to love it as much as we do.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
I mean, they're going all over the place. So.
Yeah, I think they judged on Friday and Sunday, and I think they had something to do on Saturday. So you can do that too. You know what I mean? You don't have to judge all 3 days, but
Right.
so yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yep.
So you said you have 2 to 3 more contests lined up for the
Pretty
season.
much. Yeah, I think it's going to end. Yeah, hopefully 5, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I think our last contest is going to be sometime in October, I'm guessing.
Okay. Now, do y'all have I know a lot of people up north, you have different schedules than we do. We can cook into December, right? And start back in February. What does y'all's season look like up there?
I mean, it used to start Memorial Day in May, and it would go until like September.
Oh, wow.
You know, but now it's, you know, we have contests up this way, like maybe March or April, and go until like the end of October, I guess, pretty much. Nice. One year we did have a contest in January up in New Hampshire, up in the mountains. So of course it snowed, so that was fun. That was like 2007. But
this February, we cooked in the mountains up here in Georgia, and it snowed. I mean, it came down. It was awesome.
Was that
Young Harris?
Yeah, Young Harris. Yeah, I remember seeing the pictures. It snowed, and then the snow was gone that afternoon.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if you saw it. We were videoing it, and I mean, my smoker had like 6 inches of snow on it, and it was gone. You know, and it was like, oh crap, we got to get out of here before it gets dark again.
Yeah,
and freezes it. So that's what we have to deal with. We deal with ice more than anything.
Yeah.
Down here. Mitchell, yes, Wes Garrett is my report. He's my news reporter. He keeps up with everything for me, and just keeps us rolling. But anyway, I love Mitchell, great guy.
Yeah.
I know you know him.
Yep.
He's talking great about your Applewood rub and your rib rub.
Thank you. All right. 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. That's right. Great products. You know, there's so many good products out there right now.
There really are. Yeah. And I love it because there's new stuff coming out all the time. And I think it's such a huge market that there's plenty of room for everybody, you know?
Yes. I mean, I say that we get hit up all the time with new rubs and new everything.
Sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure. Yeah.
There's days I wish I was like, man, y'all just chill for a second. But you know what? I mean, we've got to have it because each one, like when you're developing these rubs, they're there to win, right? You have a reason that you're doing that rub with your sauce combo, and that's what rolls, right? That you're rolling with stuff. Yeah, that's right. David Hammond said, if you're still trying to get your 30 comps for Master Judge, multiple contest weekends are great, right? So,
absolutely.
You know, that's something that we don't think, like we're thinking about, hey, what's it going to take to get our Team of the Year points in? Well, the judges are still looking to get their certifications in too. So,
absolutely.
So Tim Rogers, that's why we love our Humphreys up here, all season cookers.
That's right. Insulated cabinet style smoker. And I mean, I perfect example is I cooked on one of my Humphreys. It was 0 degrees out, and I got 24 hours out of a load of charcoal, 20-pound bag of charcoal. I got 24-hour cook on it, cooking at 0 degrees. So they're pretty well built. Man,
that's I've seen them. Randy Boswell, the guy that I bought the store from, he had one.
He did,
and I remember him cooking on it, and it's crazy. I mean, it was a tank. I mean, it was a well built machine, and
they have different sizes, and I think he had one of the larger ones, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think he did. I think it was, which is kind of funny, like because down here in the South, when every other gravity fed builder was down here, like, hey, but I mean, it's a great machine. It's a great smoker.
It is.
Cam, you tell them all day long to get online and order those Elk Creek products from Atlanta Barbecue Store, man. Appreciate it. But so what do you where do you see barbecue going in the next, like, so you've been a part of it the past, how long have you been cooking, you say?
Since '05, so
Okay, so
15
you've been
years.
15 years. So where do you see, what do you think barbecue is going to look like in the next 5, 10, 15 years?
Um, that's a good question. I hope it kind of stays the same. I mean, it's very competitive right now, so you have to be on your A game at every contest. Um, and I like that. It keeps you on your toes. It keeps you fresh. Um, I mean, I think as long as it stays the same and competitive, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's, and I do not want to take anything away from 15, 20 years ago, right? I mean, I
Sure,
think
absolutely.
it was awesome back then. It was great. We hear it all the time. When is barbecue going to get back to going to Walmart and getting a cheap piece of meat and making the best thing out of it? That whole,
Yeah,
um, whatever. But I think nowadays with classes and people take
yeah.
this so serious, that it's just it's a different
It is.
animal.
It is. I don't think you're really going to see it revert back because, like you said, there's so many classes now. When I started out, I think there might have been one or two classes like every couple of years, and that was it. And
Hmm.
now, if you wanted to, you could take a class a month.
Yeah,
You know.
very true. I mean, it's very true that there's and a ton of information, not
Yeah.
just classes. There's YouTube. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
watching all these different YouTube videos and everything else, it's crazy what's going on
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, Ryan Horace said his first ever GC was on a Humphreys.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
so
Yeah.
that's awesome. Diane says multiple contests are good to judge, but also table captain offer to help reps to see all the sides of judging. Gives a great perspective for judges, new and see.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true. That's one thing that people think that they think a judge is all they do is go there and sample the food and everything else. But
Mhm.
the judges, they do everything. I mean, they're in there getting everything done more so
Yeah.
than just
Yeah.
eating.
Yeah.
Um,
And I'm one of those cooks where I'm I'm critical of myself. Like I get the scores from the judges and I look at them and your immediate reaction sometimes is, oh, it's the judges. They don't know my food, good food. But no, that's not the case. It's like I knew like the first day in that triple, my brisket was horrible. Like I knew the other three meats were great, and my brisket took me out of contention. And
right.
I knew it, and this I know when my scores deserving. I mean, they're deserving every time. I think,
Yeah.
but
I mean, I think there's always times when something happens, right? I mean, when
sure.
you think the food's good, they disagree, but that's why, I mean, that's why what
Hmm.
barbecue is. Like,
Yeah.
that's one thing that you said earlier. You can't offend anybody, right? So
Right.
your flavors have to be sweet,
Yeah.
savory, a little bit of heat,
Yeah.
make everybody happy.
I always
Um,
say it's the least offensive barbecue wins. You know.
yes. Yeah. I mean, I mean, you want it to be good, solid barbecue. And I
Yeah.
know people get tired of hearing that. Like, what does that mean? How do I do that? But it's got to be something that if you cook for 20 people and they all come over, all 20 people need to like it, right?
Hmm.
The
Yep.
people that want spicy, people that like sweet, the people that like it shouldn't offend anybody, and it should make
Yeah.
everybody really enjoy that food.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
I think people struggle with that. I mean,
Hmm.
you know, because you have people that are trying to just, I mean, and sometimes that wow factor will win, right?
Hmm.
Like that wow factor that, you have people briskets, they either win it or they're in the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. Yep.
And same for pork and ribs and chicken and everything else. But,
Hmm.
um, and I think those guys are ones that have different flavor profile. They have a flavor profile that's going to hit, and then it's also going to
Hmm.
fail some days.
Yep.
But, um, but anyway, yeah, Richard, your first time out with Deep South. Yep. Local contest. I mean, there's so many good so many good smokers out there right now that,
Yeah.
it's just, I mean, I was talking with Boomerang, the other day at the contest, and it was like,
Hmm.
you got so many different smokers that you need to do certain things that nowadays it's hard to just have one cooker maybe or whatever. But do you cook on one smoker or do you have multiple?
I do. I have just the Humphreys. You
Okay.
know, and that's what I have two Humphreys that I cook on for competition.
Okay, so you have two.
Yeah, and I can cook as low as 200 or as high as 400 on them. So, or even higher, 450 even if I need to. So you can cook a pizza in it if you really wanted to. You can get it hot enough.
And what number do you cook at? What's the number that you're trying?
I'm between like 250, 275, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not super low.
No, it's right in the middle, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a good. I mean, that seems to be a pretty good number for, especially in these days. The are still going low and slow. It's like, they're 250, 275. So
yeah, and I know the can people are cooking at like what 325, 350 maybe. I think so.
Yeah, for my brisket, I mean, I cook on a Jambo.
Okay.
Brisket. I'm putting my brisket on 350 up in the microwave shelf, so it might be 400, 450 for that first hour. And then I bring it back down and try and get it down to 300 for the rest of the cook. But I mean, it's neat to see the different way of people.
Absolutely.
Country,
well, that's the thing. You get a smoker, and you should learn that smoker. And if that smoker just likes to cook at 300, then you got to learn to cook at 300. Adjust your program for that.
Right.
And
that right there is probably the best advice that we've heard from multiple people.
Yeah.
But the advice that you just gave is learn your smoker, learn what you cook on, and go with that. Because everybody, they go to a class and they try and take what somebody's doing on their smoker and apply it to theirs. And it's just different, right? I mean,
it is.
Sometimes you can't do exactly what you're doing on one to another.
Yep. So if you take a class, try to replicate that class for the first couple of times just to get familiar with the process. And then you find out what works best for you. You adapt that to your style of cooking. I guess that would be the advice I could give people if they want to take a class, and to get better, is just to cook that program a couple of times and then adapt it to your style of cooking.
Yeah. That's. Do you do classes?
We do. Yeah. We try to do one a year or so. We did one back in December. We're probably not going to do one this year just because of with everything going on.
Yeah.
So we may do something next spring.
Okay.
So
you're hopeful that next spring we'll be able to go back and rock and roll, huh?
I hope so, man. I really hope so. We go down to Florida every January for Pig Fest down in Lakeland.
Okay.
And I'm really hoping that happens because it gives us a chance to get out of the snow for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
And enjoy that nice Florida sunshine in January.
Exactly. Well, my buddy Morgan Cheek just joined on.
Hey, Morgan.
And he was down at World Foods. And I want to see if I can't have him come on to the show and talk about World Foods. I mean, that whole, I mean, it is just an experience.
Yeah.
And he was there, and I know he got a top 10 in his hamburger. So love to have him come on and talk about his experience at World Foods. But
definitely.
Anyway, well, if anybody else has anything for Bill, I'd love to y'all go ahead and ask. He's great. I mean, he hasn't held back anything. He's told us his rub. He's told us his sauce combo. He's told us what he cooks on. He told us the temperature for ribs. I mean, what else is there to ask? Oh, I have a question.
Yeah.
While y'all are all asking, chicken. Are y'all cooking legs or thighs up in your part of the country?
It's a little bit of both. Mostly thighs still. But yeah, people are starting to cook more legs, I think.
Okay. So that seems to be the South down here. I almost feel like it's kind of going back to thighs.
Yeah.
Everybody was cooking legs for a long time. And then it was almost like if you cook thighs, you were in the minority. But
sure.
Who knows what's going on now?
Yeah. It's funny. One thing, I'm not afraid to try something different at a contest either. I mean, I'll practice it at home, but you're never going to know how it's going to work in a contest unless you try it, right? So you can practice it all you want at home, but it's, don't be afraid to try something. But if you're going to try something in a contest, make sure you practice at home first.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't just say, I'm going to try to do, wing tips for chicken or whatever, or I don't know. You know what I mean? And just, your first time out, try it. But definitely practice at home first and then, roll it out at a contest.
I got a quick, easy one for you. Tim Rogers wants to know, are you a Bucks fan now?
No, I'm still a Pats fan. I'm a Tom Brady fan, but
there you go.
I'm a Pats fan.
I love that question, Tim, because I was a Pats fan, and I think I was a Pats fan because I like Tom Brady, but whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, Mitchell, my buddy Mitchell wants to know, what is your favorite thing to cook non-barbecue related?
I love cooking salmon. I'll do salmon on the grill, and I'll use my all-purpose rub, a little bit of maple syrup on it, and it's just, I love seafood. Being from the Northeast, it's all seafood all the time, pretty much. So, yeah, I like doing any kind of seafood on the grill.
Man, there you go, Mitchell. I tell you what, I had I cooked some of the boudin from Ronnie's Boudin, Brad DuPont's. Man, have you had any of that boudin from them?
I had some boudin. Luke Donnell brought some up to New Jersey. I don't know if it was from him. It might have been, because it sounds really familiar. If it wasn't, it was a little spicy. If it was, that was awesome.
Yeah, I cooked some tonight. Oh, it was delicious.
Yeah.
And then but anyway, I think it's funny to see. I had never had it before, and he had he's like my buddy at or Adam Gutro with Cajun Blaze. We were talking about it. If you haven't had, you got to get it. So I got some from Brad, and man, that is some of the best boudin you've ever had. It.
I'm gonna need to order some. Definitely. Will he ship it up to me?
I think he will. He shipped it to me, so I mean, it came in crazy. I mean,
that's perfect.
So I gave some to my neighbor tonight. He's like, Brian, we're gonna have to order some of this. This stuff was amazing.
Yeah, and I even put, so I use up our way. I don't know if you heard of Dirty Dick's hot sauce. So he's got 3 different kind of hot sauce, and one of them is it's a mustard hot sauce.
Okay.
So I threw a little bit on with the boudin. I mean, it was a little heat on top of heat. It was perfect. Man, it was perfect.
That's awesome. And then I got some of his andouille sausage. That was delicious.
Oh yeah.
And then the tiger sausage, whatever that thing is, that was good. It had more kick than the others.
Yeah,
Mitchell, I know I'm sure you've had it, and Mitchell's had everything.
Yeah.
Great dude. But anyway, Bill, is there anything else that you've got? Anything that you want to? How can people get in touch with you if they want to get? If they
so we're on Facebook. Obviously Bill Gillespie on Facebook. We also Smokinhoggz is on Facebook. We're on Twitter at Smokinhoggz BBQ, Instagram at Smokinhoggz BBQ. Just shoot me a message on Facebook or whatever, and I'm pretty easy to find. Yeah,
there you go. I mean, and super nice guy. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much for everything. I hope to one day see you out there again, maybe next year at the Royal.
I hope so. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, let's hope so. And but anyway, thanks again. Thanks for everything you do for barbecue, and I appreciate it. Hope you have a great night.
Thank you.
And
you too.
Thanks for everything, and we will see you soon. See you next week on Chewin the BBQ Fat. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Trying to get that up, but I'm struggling mightily with that. So y'all have a great night, and we will talk to you soon.
All right. Good night, all.